Friends, welcome, salutations. Let's know why we are here. Here we are to do our 7 sadhanas through which we want to bring our own personality deserving for the Parabrahma Ishvara Jagannatha Devatagana Gurugana Shastragana Krupa so that our outer and inner performances are best and up to the mark for our outer successes, sustenances, and inner evolutions. Welcome all. The Vedic chanting, the mantra dhyanam, common sense thought, Shanti mantras, Guru Parampara mantras, Sankalpaha for the universal welfare, Upanishad mantra Parayanam, and Upanishad Adhyanam. Shwethashwathara Upanishad is being studied. We are into the last sixth chapter. Just four mantras only are left. Yesterday we have done with the 18th mantra of Sharanagati. We also have chanted it 27 times. Being Sri Ramanavami, we gave more importance to that mantra. In the 19th mantra today, we will see the Paramatma Tattva explained in his Swarupa Gunas, Swalakshanas. In that also, most of them were the Vyatireka rejection. Then what remains when to be and can be rejected is that Paramatma. That crucial mantra we are studying to gather the data for our contemplation on that reality. Let's start our day in our Vedic chanting. Our Atharvana Veda, Prathama Kanda, we have done from last more than 1 month or so. So many suktams we have done. Now the Dvitiya Kanda, Prathamonvaka, like the 10, 12 kandams are there available in print. And how many of the Vedas are in the Lupta Sthiti? In the Gupta Sthiti, we don't know. Depending on each time and requirement, whether they are the Vedas or the interpretation of the Vedas in the form of Purana Itihasas or the interpreters of them in the form of the Gurus and Acharyas, they keep on getting projected on this horizon by the will of the divinity to guide those who are worthy or ready. So here the pure first Anuvaka talks about and Suktam 1 talks about Guhya Vidya. What is Guhya Vidya, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam? We all know the Brahma Vidya only. The Guhyata of Brahma Vidya is not because it is not revealed. Yes, it is not revealed also when the most undeserving candidates are there. The main reason of it being Guhya is unless we become Guhya within, in true sense, through all our purity and stability, it is not revealed. That's why it's called Guhya Vidya. Another is what Guhya Vidya, it is so obvious, so conspicuous that everything is Sat and Chit. And yet it is so funny that it is hiding behind everything where in the form of everything that alone is there. That's how the Guhya Vidya. Okay. Then the Vena is the Rishi to whom it is revealed, and the Brahma is the Devata. In term, what are the mantras? Ki that Parabrahma who is there in the heart of everyone, and that Brahman in whom everything merges to become one. That Brahman is seen by the Vena. The Vena is Lord Surya only. Okay. That Surya Bhagavan alone who has seen the reality as his own self. From within only, he has projected this gross world of the Pancha Mahabhutas. and therefore all those who are created by Him take Him to be the Creator. Therefore, we and all are doing stuti of Him, upasana of Him, to make Him favorable to us, so that we are safe in the Bhuta Bhautika Jagat and we are sure in our realizing that self. Second mantra, that Lord Surya, who has realized that eternal immutable Paramatma Tattva in his own heart, may he make all of us to understand, get convinced that the to be sought Paramatma is very much in our own hearts. So, the three states of being of Paramatma, Stula, Sukshma, Karan, and beyond, they are in our own heart, and most importantly, the one who is qualified with his Shamadamadi gunas alone can experience that Nishkala Brahma in his own heart. Then he becomes himself the father and son at same time. He will become his own father. That is the Veda mantra. Then that Lord Surya is our creator and our protector and our bandhu, and he is the one who knows all beings in all worlds. He alone is the one expressing in the names and forms of all the devatas. And in fact, all the devatas, rishis, human beings are themselves within contemplating or discussing mutually with each other only to know him. That Shwethashwathara Upanishad is that only. Kim karanam brahma kutasma jataha brahmavadino vadanti. That Brahmavadins discussing about Paramatma only. Then, with the grace of that Surya Bhagwan, I have known the entire world with its cause substratum. Then, like the primordial creator, the Hiranyagarbha, who identifies with the entire Sthula Sukshma, I also am identifying with the whole universe. This Paramatma with my sadhana upasana done as guided by the Lord, I am able to now see, visualize, understand Him like when the eyes are open, so clearly the forms are seen when the eyes are intact, or when the ears are intact. When somebody calls or says, immediately I grasp it. So conspicuously, so doubtlessly, so effortlessly, I am knowing that Lord. That Lord alone is all pervading. He alone is the nurturer, nourisher, and He alone is the Bhokta also of this entire universe. In so many ways, you can do His Upasana. One of them is He alone is there in the form of this Agni. And I, through this Brahma Vidya, have known these beings to be, in the causal form before their expression. So, this Paramatma is Rutaswarupa. He is like the thread in a cloth. We'll see that in the evening class also in our Laguvakya Vritti. The Lord is like the thread in the cloth, permeating everything. That Brahman, I know it. So, and these devatas like Indradi are in their expression when they are in, it is because of that Brahmadeva, Parabrahma, and they themselves, having finished their jobs, they are going back to merge in that Brahman only. He went to say to us that while we too, while performing outside, our aim should be to merge back into that reality only. In this way, very powerful, pure Upanishadic Suktam number 1 here, having 5 mantras, meaning slightly told, so that while chanting, an idea is maintained. ओम अथ अथर्वणवेदांतर्गत द्वितीय कांडांतर्गत प्रथमोनुवाकांतर्गत प्रथम सूक्तम गुह्य विद्या सूक्तम ओम वेनस्तत्पश्यत ओम वेनस्तत्पश्यत परमं गुहायद परमं गुहायद यत्र विश्वं भवत्येकरूपं यत्र विश्वं भवत्येकरूपम् इदं पृश्निरदुहत् जायमानाः जायमानाः स्वर्विदो अभ्यनूषत्रवाः स्वर्विदो अभ्यनूषतव्राः अभ्यनूषतव्राः ॐ वेनस्तत्पश्यन् परमं गुहायद यत्र विश्वं भवत्येकरूपम् इदं पृश्निरदुहज्जायमानाः स्वर्विदो अभ्यनूषतव्राः वेनस्तत्पश्यत्परमं गुहायद यत्र विश्वं भवत्येकरूपम् इदं पृश्निरदुहज्जायमानाः स्वर्विदो अभ्यनूषत्रवाः. सेकंड. प्रतद्वोचेत् प्रतद्वोचेत् अमृतस्य विद्वान् अमृतस्य विद्वान् गन्धर्वो धाम गन्धर्वो धाम परमं गुहायत परमं गुहायत त्रीणि पदानि निहिता गुहास्य निहिता गुहास्य यस्तानि वेद यस्तानि वेद स पितुष्पिता सत् स पितुष्पिता सत् प्रतद्वोचेद् अमृतस्य विद्वान् गन्धर्वो धाम परमं गुहायत त्रीणि पदानि निहिता गुहास्य यस्तानि वेद स पितुष्पिता सत् प्रतद्वोचेद् अमृतस्य विद्वान् गन्धर्वो धाम परमं गुहायत त्रीणि पदानि निहिता गुहास्य यस्तानि वेद स पितुष्पिता सत्. थर्ड वन. स नः पिता जनिता स नः पिता जनिता स उत बन्धुर् धामानि वेद भुवनानि विश्वा यो देवानां नामथ एक एव तं सम्प्रश्नं भुवनायन्ति सर्वा स नः पिता जनिता स उत बन्धुर्धामानि वेद भुवनानि विश्वा यो देवानां नामत एक एव तं सम्प्रश्नं भुवनायन्ति सर्वा स नः पिता जनिता स उत बन्धुर्धामानि वेद भुवनानि विश्वा यो देवानां नामत एक एव तं सम्प्रश्नं भुवनायन्ति सर्वा. 4. परिद्यावा पृथिवी सद्य आयम् उपातिष्ठे प्रथमजामृतस्य वाचमिव वक्तरि भुवनेष्ठा धास्युरेश नन्वेषो अग्निः परिद्यावा पृथिवी सद्य आयम् उपातिष्ठे प्रथमजामृतस्य वाचमिव वक्तरि भुवनेष्ठा धास्युरेष नन्वेषो अग्निः परिद्यावा पृथिवी सद्य आयमुपातिष्ठे प्रथमजामृतस्य वाचमिव वक्तरिभुवनेष्टाधास्युरेश नन्वेषो अग्निः. The fifth one. परिविश्वा भुवनानि परिविश्वा भुवनानि आयमृतस्य तन्तुं विदतं दृशेकं तन्तुं विततं दृशेकं यत्र देवा अमृतमानशानाः समाने यो नावधै समाने समाने यो नावध्यैरयन्त यो नावध्यैरयन्त परिविश्वा भुवनान्यायमृतस्य तन्तुं विदतं दृशेकं यत्र देवा अमृतमानशानाः समाने यो नावध्यैरयन्त परिविश्वा भुवनान्यायमृतस्य तन्तुं विदतं दृशेकं यत्र देवा अमृतमानशानाः समाने यो नावध्यैरयन्त. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. What a beautiful Veda mantras. What an excellent meaning, what a subtlety. So lucky we are, we belong to such Sanatana Dharma, Vedic Haindava Samskriti. Let the world go through whatever the modernity it goes. Let us live in this modern world, enjoying all the comforts, conveniences, facilities, and yet let us not miss our roots. Let us not miss our basis, our substratum, our origin. That we are all Vedika and we are all through the Vedika, rooted to the ultimate truth. May this thought sink in deeply in us and may we are conscious of it and living the outer life also perfectly without compromising with this inner spiritual life through all this Vedic guidance. In the Vedas, Veda mantras, everything regarding the outer world also, which now the science is telling that it is discovering, are already discovered and mentioned. But those portions of Vedas, etc., either we don't have them right now, became Lupta, or we are not able to interpret them in that way because of lack of our abilities, lack of our, the mystical intellections to understand these Vedas and through them these truths. Thank you. Let us chant two times. Om Atha Atharvana Vedantargata Guhya Vidya. Om Venastat Pashyat Paramam Guha Yad Yatra Vishwam Bhavatyeka Rupam Idam Prushniraduhajayamana Swarvido Abhyanushatavraha पृथग्वोचेद् अमृतस्य विद्वान् गन्धर्वो धाम परमं गुहायत त्रीणि पदानि निहिता गुहास्य यस्तानि वेद स पितुष्पिता सत् स नः पिता जनिता स उत बन्धुर्धामानि वेद भुवनानि विश्वा यो देवानां नामत एक एव तं सम्प्रश्नं भुवनायन्ति सर्वा परिद्या वा पृथिवी सद्य आयम् उपातिष्ठे प्रथमजामृतस्य वाचमिव वक्तरि भुवनेष्टाधास्युरेश नन्वेषो अग्निः परिविश्वा भुवनान्यायमृतस्य तन्तुं विदतं दृशेकं यत्र देवा अमृतमानशानाः समाने यो नावध्यैरयन्त. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Again. Om Venastat Pashyat Paramam Guhayad Yatra Vishwam Bhavatyeka Rupam Idam Prushniraduhajjayamanaha Swarvido Abhyanushatavraha Pratatvochid Amrutasya Vidvan Gandharvo Dhama Paramam Guhayat त्रीणि पदानि निहिता गुहास्य यस्ता निवेद स पितुष्पिता सत् स नः पिता जनिता स उत बन्धुर्धामानि वेद भुवनानि विश्वा यो देवानां नामत एक एव तं सम्प्रश्नं भुवनायन्ति सर्वा परिद्या वा पृथिवी सद्य आयमुपातिष्ठे प्रथमजामृतस्य वाचमिव वक्तरि भुवनेष्टाधास्युरेश नन्वेषो अग्निः परिविश्वा भुवनान्यायमृतस्य तन्तुं विततन्द्रुषेकम् यत्र देवा अमृतमानशानाः समाने यो नावध्यैरयन्त ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Vedic chanting, we reveled in every day. If you have book, chant along. If not, just listen consciously. We are doing it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and 6 times every day. Just alertly, even if you listen, those vibrations, samskaras, will go inside and they will do the required repair of, inspiring us in knowing the truth through all these Vedas, Upanishads. Friends, let us do our second sadhana of Dhyana Puraka Mantrocharana with the same fervor and with the same attempt of, practices with Shraddha Bhakti to pull ourselves towards the truth reality. Till yesterday we saw the Nakshatra Suktam, Nakshatra Gayatri Mantras. Day before yesterday, yesterday being Ramanavami, Sri Rama, Mata Sita, Lakshmana, Hanuman, Gayatris we saw. Now next 10-12 days we will do some more mantras of Mother in different forms. By now, two things we are clear about, that any Rupanam of any Devata is Sakshat Parabrahma. Point 1. Ekam Sat Vipraha Baudha Vadanti. 2. Through any Rupanama which we are chanting here, we are seeking only the reality. सारे देवता एक ही परमात्मा के व्यक्तिकरण है और हर एक रूप नाम रूपी देवता से हम एक ही चीज मांग रहे, प्रचोदयात. There should be no doubt. So Vidmahe, we know you to be the reality, to be the Ishvara, have come in this form to bless who worship you for various purposes. Dhimahi, with full utmost Shastriya Padati, we worship you and take that worship of you to the level of single pointedly meditating on you, Dhimahi. Then we are having only one longing, only one thing wanted from you. We are suffering the bondage of limitations because of the upadhis and avidya. Do the prachodhanam of us by all means, inner and outer, that we realize our infinitude and eternality. That's called prachodaya. Today we will do only two mantras. Radha Mata Gayatri, Vaishnavi Devi Gayatri. 12 times. Radha is Om Vrishabhanujayai Vidmahe Krishna Priyayai Cha Dhimahi Tanno Radha Prachodaya. Okay. The Premi Radha, the Bhakti Radha, the Vedantin Radha. People talk about the Premi Radha. Very good, let them talk. We talk about the Bhakta Radha. Okay. The Bhakta Radha is the Radha Shabda. When you do the other way around, it's called as the Dhara. Any individual whose flow of thoughts now have come away from the world and have turned toward the Lord in a Dhara, like the Ajya Dhara, like the flow of the ghee or oil, as it is without any breakage. In that way, the Dhara Yukta Chintana of the Paramatma in us is called Radha. One is at effort level. where we saw in our Bhagavata Mahapurana ending in the Skanda Purana Yukta, Skanda Purana Antargata Mahatmyam, that all Gopikas and even the Krishna Patnis were in their Prayatna Dhara of their mind towards the Lord with efforts. But when it was Radha, she is naturally in Krishna. They all took her to be the Guru. Then they sought her guidance. She was so ecstatic in that Krishna Bhakti, she says indirectly, I have no time to tell you, I am more in my Krishna. Go and pray there to Uddhava, he will come and he will teach you. Radha did not teach. She said, what Guru, I know you will not even listen to me. There is somebody Uddhava is interested to teach, ja unse sikho. I am busy in my being one with Krishna. Second is that Radha. Third Radha is, as we said the last sentence, Vedantika Radha, wherein I am that, that is me, that is me. How can I be without being him? How can he be without me? The total oneness is called the Vedantic Radha. So Vedantic Radha, Bhakti Radha, then Premi Radha. We are into the Vedantic Radha only, where oneness with the Lord. ओम वृषभानुजायै विद्महे कृष्ण प्रियायै च धीमहि तन्नो राधा प्रचोदयात्. Beautiful. While doing that chanting, our dhara of the vrittis should be towards the Lord. First in bhakti, rupanama, later on in the chintana, nirguna, rupanama, atita. Think about it. Second is Vaishnavi Devi Mata Gayatri. Today only we'll do. It is Om Trikuta Vasayai Vidmahe Bhairava Vadhayai Cha Dhimahi Tanno Vaishnavi Prachodayat. Trikuta Vasayai Vidmahe Bhairava Vadhayai Cha Dhimahi Tanno Vaishnavi Prachodayat. So she is there in the Trikuta Parvata, the Bhairavadi Dushta Samhara she has done. So we are praying to her. I am not explaining you. Vidmahe Dhimahi Prachodayat because already told. Okay, start. Om वृषभानुजायै विद्महे कृष्णप्रियायै च धीमहि तन्नो राधा प्रचोदयात्. ॐ वृषभानुजायै विद्महे कृष्णप्रियायै च धीमहि तन्नो राधा प्रचोदयात्. ॐ वृषभानुजायै विद्महे कृष्णप्रियायै च धीमहि तन्नो राधा प्रचोदयात्. ॐ वृषभानुजायै विद्महे कृष्णप्रियायै च धीमहि तन्नो राधा प्रचोदयात्. ॐ वृषभानुजायै विद्महे कृष्णप्रियायै च धीमहि तन्नो राधा प्रचोदयात्. ॐ वृषभानुजायै विद्महे कृष्णप्रियायै च धीमहि तन्नो राधा प्रचोदयात्. While chanting this, we can ask Mother Radha to bless us also with that single pointed devotion to Krishna as she has got. In the entire Vrindavan, people take less the Krishna Nama, they take Radhe Radhe Radhe. Because when you take Krishna Nama, he won't be available to you because he is busy with Radha. Therefore, you call Radha, Krishna comes without him. That's how the bhavana, the bhakti, the prema, the madhurata वही जान सकते हैं जिनके ऊपर उन्हीं की कृपा है. ओम वृषभानुजायै विद्महे कृष्ण प्रियायै च धीमहि तन्नो राधा प्रचोदयात्. ओम वृषभानुजायै विद्महे कृष्ण प्रियायै च धीमहि तन्नो राधा प्रचोदयात्. ओम वृषभानुजायै विद्महे कृष्ण प्रियायै च धीमहि तन्नो राधा प्रचोदयात्. ओम वृषभानुजायै विद्महे कृष्णप्रियायै च धीमहि तन्नो राधा प्रचोदयात्। ॐ वृषभानुजायै विद्महे कृष्णप्रियायै च धीमहि तन्नो राधा प्रचोदयात्। ॐ वृषभानुजायै विद्महे कृष्णप्रियायै च धीमहि तन्नो राधा प्रचोदयात्। ॐ त्रिकूटवासिन्यै विद्महे भैरववधायै च धीमहि तन्नो वैष्णवी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ त्रिकूटवासिन्यै विद्महे भैरववधायै च धीमहि तन्नो वैष्णवी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ त्रिकूटवासिन्यै विद्महे भैरववधायै च धीमहि तन्नो वैष्णवी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ त्रिकूटवासायै ॐ त्रिकूटवासायै विद्महे भैरववधायै च धीमहि तन्नो वैष्णवी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ त्रिकूटवासायै विद्महे भैरववधायै च धीमहि तन्नो वैष्णवी प्रचोदयात्। For us, the Trikuta is the three shariras, three avasthas. The Bhairava is the ego identified with it. I. What I is? Let this individualized I, identified with Upadhis, be replaced by the universal I. ॐ त्रिकूटवासायै विद्महे भैरववधायै च धीमहि तन्नो वैष्णवी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ त्रिकूटवासायै विद्महे भैरववधायै च धीमहि तन्नो वैष्णवी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ त्रिकूटवासायै विद्महे भैरववधायै च धीमहि तन्नो वैष्णवी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ त्रिकूटवासायै विद्महे भैरववधायै च धीमहि तन्नो वैष्णवी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ त्रिकूटवासायै विद्महे भैरववधायै च धीमहि तन्नो वैष्णवी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ त्रिकूटवासायै विद्महे भैरववधायै च धीमहि तन्नो वैष्णवी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ त्रिकूटवासायै विद्महे भैरववधायै च धीमहि तन्नो वैष्णवी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ त्रिकूटवासायै विद्महे भैरववधायै च धीमहि तन्नो वैष्णवी प्रचोदयात्। ॐ श्रीराधामात्रे नमः। ॐ श्रीवैष्णवीमात्रे नमः। तव चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। मां रक्ष रक्ष परिपाहि परिपाहि आत्मानुभवं प्रति प्रचोदनं कुरु कुरु स्वाहा। अस्मिन् जन्मनि क्षणे एव ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधानुभवं प्रयच्छ प्रयच्छ प्रदेहि प्रदेहि। Friends, everyone, especially those who are coming every day, be intact in that Shraddha, be intact in that Bhakti, be intact in being present with Ekagrata to participate in every of these seven things which we are doing every day as our practical sadhanas here. Other than this, the other practices of upasanas, other practice of japa, other practice of the other whatever the required things of the class anyway you are doing. Do them here also. Slowly, consciously. The samsari in us should be replaced by the sadhaka. Help ourselves. You know, let us make the Lord and the Gurus who are blessing us so relentlessly happy by ourselves taking these things more and more sincerely, seriously, day by day. When we say sincerely, seriously, doesn't mean restlessness or agitation. Sincerely, seriously means applying ourselves consciously. Right? We have done our two things of Vedic chanting and Dhyana mantra, Purvaka mantra. Now the third topic of common sense thought. Today's common sense thought is so common that because of it being so common, it misses goes away from our attention. And if in any period of the history, if this has gone out of attention from the individuals and total, it is today only. Remember that suffering within me, for me, and suffering to me and you when we are mutually together, and suffering to the whole universe because of me is caused by only one thing. And that one thing is called as the ahankara, the ego. The ego, the pride, the arrogance, the ahankara, which wants within me to be recognized by others. When it is not happening, I am miserable. The same ahankara in me, when I am with you, tries to suppress you, dominate you. Thus, makes you miserable, spoils our mutual relation. And the same ahankara, trying to walk in its own path, goes against the universe of the totality, thus troubles the beautiful, smooth moving of the total universe. And any example you take in the traffic when I am driving our own car. If I am an ahankari in the driving, I just want to prove myself to go fast and reach in time. Isn't it? And I may commit accident also. When another traffic is there on the road, I am ahankari, try to compete with him, won't even give him side, even it is an ambulance, and in that ambulance, your own mother or father are there. And the third, the total traffic after my ahankara is blocked. The typical Indian mentality of blocking the road by putting our vehicle on the road, arguing with others, fighting with others, as we just said now, not realizing that hundreds and thousands of people have to reach to their destinations on time. Some have to catch the flight, some have to catch the train, some have to attend the interview, some have to attend the exam, some have to go to the hospital, isn't it? But we, in our ego, block the road while quarreling with others, then block the entire flow. Isn't it? Example. It's a very gross example, we said, but every thought coming out of me as an ego is a most thorn in the, like in Viveka Chudamani it said, Ahankara is said to be Bhoktur Gale Kantakavat Pratitam. It's like the thorn in my throat. If a thorn is there in the throat, it's a disease, a type of disease wherein you feel like there is a thorn. एक कुछ thing होता है वहाँ. Even you can't sip a water, gulp a water drop also. वो चुभता रहता है. You know, in one place it is said as the sarpa, another place it is said as kantaka in Vivek Chudamani. Right? Therefore, what is our common sense thought? Slowly reduce that ego and then understand that every individuality in this world is equally important like us in their own place. Therefore, replace the ego and attitude that others should respect me with the attitude that all are same, let me respect them. Understood? That I, the America, is so important, so great in this world that every country should respect me and listen to me. I won't do anything for them. See that arrogance. Wherein now 300-400 years back, that was सारे चोर और लुटेरों का देश है वो. How the America is formed. But see the ego, the pride, the arrogance. Anytime. चकनाचूर हो रहा है वो. होगा वो. एनी कंट्री एग्जाम्पल आज अमेरिका है कल इंडिया हो सकता है परसों चाइना हो सकता है एनी बड़ी एग्जाम्पल जो आंखों सामने बता रहे ओनली फॉर द सेक ऑफ एग्जाम्पल राइट सेकंड इज व्हाट along with ego which is to be replaced with valuing everyone, respecting everyone. You and I, as spiritual students, for us, everything when it is expression of divinity, in cash, in seeing divinity in them rather than seeing the individuality and clashing with them. At the individual level, behave decently, relate meaningfully, purposefully, intelligently. But within, in cash, that in this form, whether it is a servant or a driver, it is their self only. At the Vyavahara level, a decent interaction by which his ego is not hurt, my what is say purpose is not defeated. So the intelligence to see that the Vyavaharika purpose is not defeated, then the sadhana to encash, to see the divinity, everything. No ego. After all, what is there in us to be an ego? Everything is we have because of which we feel egoistic is the part of total only. मेरा नामक चीज ही गलत है, मैं नामक चीज ही गलत है, मैं और मोरत औरत ही माया. Okay. Second one is the problem for the universe because of you and the individual is along with ego, the selfishness and the indulgence. The more swartha and the more pravrutti and bhoga are there. Okay. Again we destroy our own spirituality, destroy our own upadhis, destroy our own opportunity as a human being, and because of our selfishness and the desire to indulge in the bhoga, everyone I trouble, give pain to all. Worst of the thing is that such a wonderful uh, Mother Nature, Prakriti Mata, we trouble her also. Whether it is in Bhumata Rupa, whether it is Jaladevata Rupa, whether it is Agni Deva, Vayu Deva, Akasha Deva, all of them because of our Bhoga Pravritti and Swartha, selfishness and indulgence. We are troubling the Prakriti. We are troubling the whole world. Again, see the Chinese selfishness. That fellow wants every land to be theirs. तो सबको लोन देगा और वो लोग चुकता नहीं करते हैं. He wants to grab that land. The selfishness. And the Western whole culture itself is, they are taught, they are trained that the bhoga, bhoga, bhoga. And that is so pleasing for the ears to listen. Therefore, all the undeserving Indians go and settle in those countries only for the sake of bhoga. They call it anything, they justify it in anything. That's their intelligence. Isn't it? Wherever the swartha is there and bhoga is there. Therefore, swartha replaced by parartha is the divine quality. Isn't it that story, of the Devatas and Rakshasas? Suddenly, Bhagwan made their elbows of the hands of both Devata Rakshasa unfoldable like this. ऐसा stiff कर दिया उन्होंने. And he kept all the things to eat. Bhoga. No, how can they eat? Isn't it? हाथ तो fold ही नहीं हो रहा. Then the Rakshasas, with everything around, could not eat. They became weak and thin and almost dying. And the other side, full laughter, giggling, enjoying going on. In the Devatas camp, what happened when they looked at these Devatas so intelligent? एक के सामने एक दूसरा बैठ गए. Then they took the food and they gave to the other fellow. And that fellow also gave to this fellow. So they were enjoying everything given. So the Lord tested. So who is the Devata? Who feeds the other one? Who is the Rakshasa? Who tries to feed himself? I'm talking about selfishness. So too, the feeding should be only of values, of the spirituality, of love, of devotion, of universal oneness, not of the bhoga padarthas, which is such a terrible maya that once we are stuck up in it, sunk in it, so difficult to come out of it. So, two thoughts today. That the whole universe today is suffering because of the earth, and the earth is troubling the universe and itself suffering because of the individuals. Individuals who are disproportionately egoistic and who are expressing the ego in the form of selfishness, that सब कुछ मुझे मुझे मिलना है, and therefore indulgence in the gross things. You know, think about it. With the population growing, with the human resources growing, is not the spiritual vibrations in the world should become more and more grown because the number of people growing. Instead of that, the spirituality is reducing and the devilishness is increasing in the subtle ether of the world. Why? All are silently, secretly indulging in the bhoga, thinking that others do not know. And definitely others do not know because they are also indulging in the bhoga. You know, the eyes bhoga of all the TV and all, the ears bhoga of the music, the tongue bhoga of the eating. और क्या कर रहा है दुनिया आजकल? 6-5 घंटे काम कर रहे हैं, 8 घंटे कहो, 16 घंटे क्या कर रहे हैं? That is excess today. This is not Vedic way. This is not Hindu way. This is not Sanatana Dharma way. Hindu Sanatana Dharma is not bhogi. By birth is yogi, that's all. He is never selfish, स्वार्थी. He is always pararthi. पहले किसी को खिला कर ही वो खाएंगे. See the vratas so many in Indian system. That they do upavasa, see that Ambarisha Upakhyan. Some Mahatma, some Brahmana, some cow or anybody in need is fed, he will not break that vow of fasting. We are pararthi first. Whatever I got, who is more needy than me? You sharing with him is the Indian Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma. Remember, let these thoughts be spread in the world. So too, the Hindu says, or the Sanatana Dharmi, everything is divine expression. Maturdeva, Piturdeva, Acharya Deva Bhava and Atiti Deva Bhava. Not ego. What is the meaning of ego? On the other hand, we have to be pleased to be a servant of the world, the part of the world. With our upadhis, that kuch aukat hame mila as a human being. There should be humbleness for being blessed, for being chosen. Isn't it? So too, why selfishness? How long it is? In today's world, you see, the wife is selfish, husband is selfish, children, all are selfish. ऐसा नहीं होता. जिंदगी ऐसा जिया नहीं जाता. Others are important than me. So instead of my ego, I respect others. If instead of my selfishness, others' interest is first. So too, is a bhogi, which is such a maya that only we have to reduce and stop it by being a yogi, that it goes away. Let us be a yogi, that's it. Silently, secretly within us, let us nourish these thoughts. Each of us as individual. When we that way within have destroyed ourselves, lo, the consequence we saw the world is destroyed. So too, silently, secretly, when we construct ourselves within, lo, you see the consequence, the world will be a heaven, a beautiful place, full of yogis, not bhogis, full of pararthis, not swarthis, full of nirahankaris, not the ahankaris. Adbhuta it is. Important thought. Thank you. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्व वेदान्ताः सच्चास्त्राः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ओम भव एव भवानिति मे नितरां समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोहमहाजलधिं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मिकप्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि सर्वमन्दिराणाम् आश्रमाणां पुण्यदिव्यक्षेत्राणां विश्वविद्यालय भूभागादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापन उपासना यज्ञयाग साधना सेवा तपस्या प्रार्थनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हैंदव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रतिभक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थमनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये कृष्णेजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः अद्य भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। पारायणम् अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः 7, 8, 9। ॐ समाने वृक्षे पुरुषो निमग्नः अनीशया शोचति मुह्यमानः जुष्टं यदा पश्यत्यन्यमीशम् अस्य महिमानमिति वीतशोकः ऋचो अक्षरे परमे व्योमन् यस्मिन् देवा अधिविश्वे निषेदुः यस्तं न वेद किं ऋचा करिष्यति य इत्तद्विदुस्ते इमे समासते छन्दांसि यज्ञाः क्रतवो व्रतानि भूतं भव्यं यच्च वेदा वदन्ते अस्मान्मायी सृजते विश्वमेतत् तस्मिंश्चान्यो मायया सन्निरुद्धः। Chanting done. Now the study. 18th mantra, just for the sake of refreshing, only Parayanam will do. Om Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam. Feel the meaning of it. That the primordial creator himself is created by that supreme reality. To him, to do his work of creation as well as his own work of inner realization. The entire Veda Jnana also given by him only. Yo vai Vedanscha prahinoti tasmai tagumha devam jyotiswarupam atma buddhi prakasham atmani eva buddhi atma buddhi. तस्याह प्रकाशकम् आत्मा स्वयं स्वयं स्वस्य बुद्धि तस्य प्रकाशकम् आत्मबुद्धि प्रकाशकम् आत्मा एव बुद्धिः सा एव प्रकाशः तस्य प्रकाशकम् मुमुक्षुर्वै by being a person of desiring only moksha is equal to getting rid of upaditadatmya. Not seeking the bandhana is equal to identification with upaditadatmya and asking for those things which strengthen our identity with upadis. Mokshurvai na anyam ichchana. Other than the self, nothing we are desiring. Anytime any desire comes, feel the fear that if this desire is fulfilled or asked to be fulfilled, it will be fulfilled. Then my vasana will become stronger. My desiring ability will become stronger. All my abilities, prayers, I misuse only for this. Thus, first and foremost, I am denied of the liberation, the reality. So therefore, only two desires. One, all the desires for the world should go away. Desire two, the desire for Atmanubhuti. Nishkama kama, Paramatma kama. Nishkama kama, Paramatma kama. Desire to be free from all the worldly desires and the only desire of wanting to realize my essential self. Mumukshurvai sharanamaham prapadye. To him I fully surrender. यो ब्रह्माणं विददाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तगम्हदेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशम् मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये. Taking sufficient days, as much as possible, the discussion has happened on this mantra. Then how much we took it and how we took it and how we are using it for our bhavana, prarthana, dhyana, sadhana. This most powerful mantra decides our growth, how speed or slow. Is it there or not? It's such a deep mantra to be chanted from the depth of the heart, to enter into the depths of the heart, to remove from the depths of the heart everything which is the cause of bondage. है ना that Katha Upanishad mantra you remember यदा सर्वे प्रमुच्यन्ते कामाः ये अस्य हृदि स्थिताः. All the kamanas stationed the hridaya, when they all go away, then only atamartyah amrutah bhavat atra brahma samashrute. Then only having realized the Brahman, he will experience the immortality. So this desire that I have to realize the self go to the heart so much that all other desires should be eliminated. Something like from my own house, I am removing the bhoga vastus, I am replacing them by the yoga vastus. Something like among my friends, I am dropping the bhogi friends and I am adding the yogi friends. Something like in my day's schedule, I am deleting the bhoga activities and filling them with the yoga activities. So too, from the core of the heart, I want this or that thing is totally removed and I want only Paramatma. That alone is kept, maintained, entertained so much that even a moment we are not distracted to anything else, even a moment also we are lazy to enter into sleep, etc. Ramakaj kine vino mohi kama vishrama. Paramatma anubhavam paye vino mohi kaha vishrama. That sadhaka in us has to take roots. This life itself, we have to see the truth. Already, we have delayed and denied and insulted, humiliated, disrespected our rishis, gurus, and the Lord who are blessing us in every of the life before this one. In this life, we will not make them disappointed, nor we will be a failure while leaving this world. Feel it. Feel it deeply here and now. Else it's never end nowhere. Now comes the mantra number 19. Evam tavat srishtyadina yat laksham swarupam darshitam. See, what is shown so far is swarupam only. Darshitam swarupam. Okay. And that was lakshyam. Lakshyam swarupam darshitam. The goal, the real self alone is indicated. But how? Srishtyadina. By taking the world into consideration and saying that Paramatma to be the cause. And how? Yo Brahmanam Vididati Purva. He is the one who projected Brahmadeva, created, and through him he made the whole world happen. And then he is the one who gave the Brahmadeva Veda Jnana, and through him he spread the Veda Jnana to everyone else. So here, the Srishtikarta, all of them were taken into consideration, but they're all meant to inform us about that Swarupa only. Srishtyadina tat lakshyam Swarupam eva darshitam. So therefore, in all our Shastras, in all the words of the matured people, whether they directly talk about Paramatma or whether they talk about the Jagat, they indicate Paramatma only. Lakshya is always Paramatma. Therefore, यत लक्ष्यम स्वरूपम दर्शितम, जो लक्ष्य है, जो हमारा स्वरूप है, वही दिखाया गया, but through the means of talking about the creation and Bhagwan to be the cause of that creation. So far, what is taught now? Atha idanim. Now that Paramatma tata swarupena darshayate. Swarupa rupena darshayate. By himself, what is he? And by indicating him what he is actually, most of the words employed are the nishedhatmak. When we follow and actually do that nishedha, then that which cannot be nishedha is experienced as reality and as ourselves. This is how the Swarupena darshanam of the Paramatma. So, Paramatma is of the meaning indicated through these words. To be experienced as our self and not to be stopped at the intellectual apprehension or understanding level. Paramatma is not an understanding, is not a concept of intellect. Intellectual concept level, understanding level, Paramatma has never given moksha to anyone. Moksha comes when that intellectually apprehended Paramatma is realized directly, personally, immediately, aparokshena as myself. That's how that most beautiful text, aparoksha anubhuti. Not paroksha, not pratyaksha. Okay. Not pratyaksha, not paroksha. So the direct means not paroksha. Then immediate means not pratyaksha. Immediate means without medium. Mediums are my upadhis. So direct, immediate experience. Not pratyaksha, not paroksha. Then aparoksha. Difference between pratyaksha and aparoksha is what? In pratyaksha, the media is there, instruments. Pratyakshena Paramatma you cannot experience. Prati Aksham is Aksham Prati. Aksha is an indication of all the upadhis. Paramatma cannot be seen, known through Upadhis. So Paroksha, that somebody else sees and tells me that I know, अरे वो तो होगा ही नहीं. Not the Shastra tells that I get moksha about God. Not somebody else realized that he is my friend, therefore I get moksha. That's called Paroksha. With my Upadhis, he is never realized. That's called Pratyakshata. Then what is Aparoksha? That all Upadhis are transcended, then he is experienced. So, atha idanim tat swarupena darshayati. Now is the Swarupa Lakshana of the Paramatma. Let us enjoy chanting this mantra 3 times and see whether we are able to chant without mistakes and can we by heart it or at least become familiar. Start. Om Nishkalam Nishkriyam Shantam Niravadyam Niranjanam Amrutasya Paragum Setum Dagdhendanamivanalam Om Nishkalam Nishkriyam Shantam Niravadyam Niranjanam Amrutasya Paragum Setum Dagdhendanamivanalam Om Nishkalam Nishkriyam Shantam Niravadyam Niranjanam Amrutasya Paragum Setum Dagdha Indhana Ivanalam Om Nishkalam Nishkriyam Shantam Niravadyam Niranjanam Amrutasya Paragum Setum Dagdhendhanamivanalam. Oh Lord, bless me that permanently I remember this mantra and through that knowing this Sarupa of the Paramatma through these words, may I always search for Him who is already there in my heart and realize my oneness with Him. Shloka chanted. Friends, yesterday only we said in this shloka every word is accusative case. So wherever the accusative is there, the nominative and kriya have to be added to make the sentence complete. है ना? Yesterday I told you ना राम को, isn't it? कार को, है ना? What is कार को? It is the accusative to the car. So car ko, who is the nominative? What is the kriya? है ना? Nominative is me, aham. Kriya is chalaya. तो मैं कार को चलाया. तो मैं and chalaya. If these words are not there, car ko has no meaning. Or the nominative can be somebody. My friend, car ko. Then toka. So that my friend and toka, the nominative and action are required. Otherwise, car ko is incomplete. Isn't it? Or my uncle. He is the nominative. बेच दिया, he sold out. कार, कार को बेच दिया, है ना? और कार को दान दिया. Kriya is required and karta. Here also Nishkalam is Nishkala Brahma ko. Are, who is the nominative individual and what is the Kriya? Which is said in the last 2 words of the earlier shloka. What is that? Aham prapadye. So that aham or prapadye के बीच में each of the word we have to add. Aham nishkalam prapadye or nishkalam aham prapadye. Aham nishkriyam prapadye. Aham shantam prapadye. Aham niravadyam prapadye. Aham niranjanam prapadye. Aham amrutasya paragam setum prapadye. Aham dagda indana iva analam prapadye. Then aham prapadye should be added with every word. Now see, is it not a sufficient meditation? Of course, when we know the meaning of each of the words which we are going to discuss now. है ना? 2 मिनट, 5 मिनट, 3 मिनट, सुबह, दोपहर, शाम, midnight, anytime, casually taking these mantras And that way, if we contemplate, how nice it is. This is sadhana. Not doing the sadhana is difficult. Sadhana is not difficult. The difficulty is in not doing sadhana. Sadhana is not difficult. Anytime sit, 2 minutes, you can take permission from anyone. Huh? Just wait for 3 minutes. Oh. I am telling if you are so busy that you are the only one because of whom the Iran America war is ending. So busy you are, not causing. I am such a good person, said ending. That 5 minutes रुको, just निष्कलम अहम प्रपद्ये, निष्क्रियम अहम प्रपद्ये, शांतम प्रपद्ये, है ना? जैसे 5 मिनट टाइम लेके सिगरेट पीने के लिए जाके आते हो कि नहीं? आते थे। 2 मिनट लेकर वॉशरूम जाकर नहीं आते? 3 मिनट लेकर पानी पीकर नहीं आते? जस्ट अ मिनट सेल फोन करते हो कि नहीं? अभी आ रहा हूँ करके 2 घंटे बात किया। अच्छा सच एन इम्पोर्टेंट कॉल नहीं मिस कॉल था। सो सो टू 5 मिनट कांट वी टेक, isn't it? Before we reach to that level that 24 घंटे we are in the meditation of the self, we have to become first of all intensely deeply sincere that I must know the truth. Thereafter, smart and intelligent to take away time like this. Isn't it? Everywhere you can. Slowly, the Bhoga Pravritti should be replaced by Yoga Pravritti, choicefully, intelligently, in our own interest. So, anywhere you can do it. Nishkalam, Nishkriyam, Shantam, Niravadyam, Niranjanam, Amrutasya Paragam Setum, Dagdhendanamivanalam, Aham Prapadye. Mumukshu Vai. Being a Mumukshu, I am surrendering to that Brahman who is of this Swarupa. Okay. Now, one by one word. Today, 2 words we will see, the remaining tomorrow. Straight away with the Bhashyam. Bhashyakara, Shankara says, Nishkalam iti. Why I am interested in telling you or giving you the Bhashya commentary on this mantra 19, starting with Nishkalam. Are you anyway interested, by the way? Oh, of course, Guru Garu. If not you, who can teach us? Bhava Shankara Deshikame Sharanam. You are our only point of refuge who can reveal to us what is indicated by the Vedas, the reality, understandable to us. We are at your feet. Karunavarunalaya palaya mam bhavasagara dukkha viduna hrudam rachaya akhila darshana tattvavedam he Shankara Deshika me sharanam bhava. What Guru you are asking me as if, can I talk on this sloka? No, I have already surrendered to you. No, I don't know. I'm just ensuring it. Otherwise, I will not convert you. No, I won't compel you. If you are convinced that I can teach you, and if you are convinced that my teachings you use and get your understandings and convictions, here I'm available. I'm fully available to help you without even an iota myself imposing upon you with total freedom to you. See the beauty of Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma. Marvelous, beautiful. So he says, Nishkalam iti. This will be our next mantra in this Upanishad. I am not tired of teaching you. Are you ready to listen to one more? Of course, Guru. You are, see, these expressions won't come in the Upanishads. Seldom they come. But in all the Puranic literature, you will see when that beautiful wisdom of any type given by the Guru, immediately the disciple acknowledges and expresses his gratitude, surrender, salutations, the upasanas, and at length, Guru gave knowledge in 10 slokas, he will do stuti in 30 slokas. कि आपकी कृपा से मुझे ज्ञान हुआ ये हुआ वो हुआ. Didn't we today see even in our Veda mantras? Isn't it? In that Guhya Vidya, while praying to the Lord Surya, didn't we see last 2 mantras? That is because of you only that the truth is revealed to me. Thankful to you. I am able to see it as When I open the eyes, I can see the world. When my ears are intact, even I do nothing, but the sounds reach my ears. Ears are the only ones which you cannot close. कुछ ना कुछ बंद भी करो अंदर हवा का आवाज आता है. Unless the tympanum is intact. If it is broken, gone. That's why peculiarly here in this Veda mantra, even more than the eye, the ear example is given. आई आंख खोलो तो दिखता है बट आंख खोलना का मेहनत होता है कान के लिए कान खोलने की जरूरत नहीं है वो खुला ही रहता है बट द पीपल से कान खोल कर सुनो इज इट ही वाज लिसनिंग समथिंग एल्स दैट्स इट और इज एडमेंट नॉट टू लिसन सो दैट एग्जांपल इज गिवन देयर wherein by your grace I could listen so that gratitude feel that see how much you and I have to be grateful to our rishis that from last 4 or 5 years every day they are giving us Upanishadic jnana. Outside, they are giving us through some means. Inside, those gurus are seated and prompting us, the ego in us, the jiva in us, jao, aaj bhi jao, बैठो class में, suno. Who is doing that? Our gurus, our own Lord, who is waking us up every day, whipping us and taking us. Like the mother wakes up, whips up the child, puts him, giving him the bath, puts him in the dress, and puts him in the auto, ja school, ja pad. That's what these gurus are doing. Like Rama's stuti in the evening class, Yoga Vasishta, Rama himself seated outside to listen as disciple, and he only entered Vasishta and making him teach. बहिः शिष्यभावं वितेने anta pravishya guruna. Here also be grateful to our rishis that they are seated in us, that they are blessing us by taking us into the class. And they themselves are guiding us from outside to be in that mode of gratitude, be in that mode of making use of all these blessings and opportunities. This is the highest sankalpa and highest endeavor. Anything else which nullifies this, neutralizes this, is absolutely wrong, unhealthy, destructive. Ruthlessly, we have to reject it. Okay, so Nishkalam. We said, yes, Guru, we are ready, we are eager. Please teach. Your words are nectarine. They are giving me so much soothingness, so much comfort, so much of inspiration, so much of encouragement. They are filling our life with life that we were finding without satiety. We are finding emptiness in us in spite of all the indulgences, all the possessions. Yet there is emptiness. There is scarcity. There is sense of lacking. There is no trupti at all. Like the morning thought, common sense thought, the bhoga sakti should be conquered by the trupti. Full stop. Those words are so beautiful, positively. So please continue. Guru says, okay, then what is first word? Nishkalam, simple. Kalaha means avayavaha. Kalaha means avayavaha. The facets you call them as, or the limbs you call them as. Yasmat, nirgataha yasmat, which are never present in whom. Him, he is called tam nishkalam. So kalaha avayavaha nirgataha yasmat. Tam nishkalam aham sharanam prapadde. So therefore that Paramatma Tattva is He in whom the kalas are not there, in whom the parts are not there, in whom avayavas are not there. And because of that only, He cannot be destroyed. Just like you and I are having the avayavas, when one by one avayava gets destroyed, we get destroyed. The tree has its own avayava of the रूट्स एंड ट्रंक्स एंड ब्रांचेस एक एक को काटते जाओ वो तो चला जाता है नाश तो अवयव नाशनेन अवयवी नाशनवान भवति तो परमात्मा बीइंग निरवयव he cannot be destroyed so nishkalam kalaah avayavaah nirgataah yasmat tam Nishkala. Okay? And avayava parts always limit the whole. Isn't it? Because when the parts go away, the whole starts becoming smaller and smaller. Like my body has parts. अब एक हाथ पैर पैरालिटिक हो गया मानो या एम्प्यूट करना पड़ा तो आई एम नॉट ए कंप्लीट पर्सन नाउ two parts are gone yeah they have to be done as age grows because of diabetes and all दो उंगली काट देते हैं हाथ को यहाँ तक काट देते हैं you just see in the world in Paramatma that problem is there not there he is Nishkalam okay so when Kala is Avayavas Paramatma is Niravayavi because of his Niravayavatva he is Ananta because of his Anantata he is imperishable and that state of being is there in us as our own selves. And in this pure Paramatma, there are neither no parts, and every parts that are there, all of them are imposed on it. The infinite cannot be made into parts. Parts can be imagined in the infinite. Anything you take example, Earth, it is one only. But you divide as continents and countries and all. The water is one only. You divide as oceans and rivers and all. The wind is one only. The Surya Kanti is one only. The space is one only. The gold in the whole world is one only. The cost may vary for various reasons. Gold is one, it is Niravayavi, it is Nishkala. Example I am telling. Only to say that the Tattva is always Nishkala, Niravayava. But these all are examples. Again, they themselves are limited because the gold is not silver, silver is not the something else. So too, the Vayu is not Agni, Agni is not Jala. But in Paramatma, none of these differences are there. He is permeating all of them, supporting substrate as a substrate. He is permeating all of them is a wrong sentence. He alone is there. But it is said because we see them. Like the mud is permeating all the parts. Is a wrong language because mud alone is there. There are no parts. But we are seeing the parts. Therefore, to satisfy us, it is added. That the mud is the substratum in all the parts. In the beginning, this sentence is okay. Later on, it is wrong. There is only mud as not as a pot, as a lump there, and as a pot. That's it. As a pot, mud alone is there. There is nothing called as pot. See, when it clicks to us that the Rupa the pot, the Nama the pot is only mud alone given only for Vyavahara. Other than that, nothing called as pot is real. If it clicks to us, the vision changes. But it is little subtler. As long as we have the utility value for the pot, so long the substratum we cannot see. Utility value continues as long as we identify with the upadhis as a jiva. So they are all interconnected thoughts. So Nishkalam, Niravayavam. Nishkriyam, tomorrow let us see. Because he is Kala Rahita, therefore he is not a part, there is not limited, therefore he need not do anything to become unlimited. Therefore there is no doing in him. That's why he is Nishkriya. That will explain tomorrow. Om 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 Purnamadaha Shruti Matre Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you.